Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to discuss whether or not ghosts exist. Now, it could be argued that ghosts do not exist for certain, and most of us would tend to think this way because it has been attached with some people just believing in these creatures just to escape from their daily life problems. And these are not the ghosts that I'm talking about here. Donald Hoffman said that everything we said everything we see is actually our perception of it, meaning that if we see an apple, we recreate the apple with our own brain. We don't see it, we recreate it. And this is why my apple could be different than your apple. Maybe it could be similar due to our similar nature, but also because it is different because of our different natures, because we actually recreate the whole experience. So he argues that everything is based on hack. For example, when the people used to throw beer bottles in Australia, some sort of bee used to think that it's a female bee because it looked like a female bee to it. And it's used to really go and have intimate relationship with it because in its mind, the bigger the better, and the color it should be this way, which match the color that it has in its mind, and therefore it's recreated that this is actually a female, and this left the females left out and they couldn't reproduce. And to the extent that the beer that the Australian government has to change the color of the bottle in order to stop that from happening to preserve the species. If this is just everything is based on life hack, if we see a square, we think it's something else. This is why cartoon makes sense to us, even though they are not really creatures like us. We can fill in the gaps with our heads and just make our own pictures to complete the story from our heads. So we have this capacity, and this capacity actually can be very hackable. So what's stopping super creatures from being there and actually influencing our choices in one way or the other? This is just a question for discussion, and it transcends like science into the metaphysical. But then, if we say we approve and acknowledge of ghosts, there is a delicate balance there because it could be culture influenced and it could be based on also psychological issues, and therefore we should not admit to it as a concept. We should admit to it as a possibility, and we could use it to further our discussions and broaden our horizons on what can be real and what's not real. Thank you for listening.